Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the SC Reports podcast. I'm your host, Stevan Cyrus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. And today we're talking about NBA trade deadline, winners and losers. I'm going to pick 3 winners and 3 losers. And if you want to hear my personal opinion on any other ones that I probably didn't cover, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll make a separate video on that. I'm doing that with Boston, so they will not be mentioned because they're kind of in between it. So look out for that Boston video tomorrow. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So guys, obviously, big winner. We all know who the big winner of this is the New Orleans Pelicans. You get a top 10 player in the league. You get the best big man, I believe, in the league, in DeMarcus Cousins. And what a great debut he had. 27 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, 4 block shots. 11 of 19 shooting. He did it very efficiently. Anthony Davis also did a pretty terrific job. 29 points and 9 rebounds to go with 2 blocks. Those guys look like they're going to be really formidable. You know, you need help, obviously, with the rest of the bench. I mean, another person that came over in that trade, Amari Caspi, he had 12 points on 5 of 9 shooting, 2 threes. He did a pretty good job. Everybody else below double digits, so obviously you need help there. And there was some very horrible defense, to say the least, from that Pelicans squad. So they need to play better defense if they want to see what Cousins and Davis can potentially be. And quick shout out to Lou Williams, career high, I believe, in 3-pointers made. He had a fantastic showing, which is really crazy, right? Just came to the team, 27 points, 7 3-pointers. He was out there to ball, which was pretty fantastic. So moving on to the losers, you guys know who the losers are. It's the Sacramento Kings. When you trade away your star player for literally the potential of Buddy Hield being the next Stephen Curry, an injury-prone Tyreke Evans, you lose. You lose very, very bad. So, I mean, they definitely were very high on Buddy Hield. Apparently, they loved him since the draft. They wanted to draft him. But, they're putting all their money on Buddy Hield. So, I don't get it. I think that if you're giving Boogie Cousins, you should at least push for Jrue Holiday. I mean, the Kings were in need of a point guard. They've been going between Ty Lawson and Darren Collison. Jrue Holiday is the point guard you're looking for. Yeah, injury prone, but when healthy, and you've seen it lately, he's been playing fantastic except for the other night. So, I mean, you're giving away Boogie Cousins, and you're not going to get their starting point guard at least. Very interesting to say the least. And we'll talk about the Kings a little bit more on a later date. So let's go back to a winner. And that winner is, of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Thunder were able to get Doug McDermott and Taj Gibson without giving up a young prospect like Sabonis or anybody else, like Robertson, who apparently went out of front office and started hugging some teammates. So I got worried, thinking that he was going to be included in this trade, which would have been stupid. But, obviously this was huge. Getting Doug McDermott, huge upgrade from Anthony Morrow, who was struggling this season from downtown. You're going to get Doug McDermott, who is lights out at certain times and can create his shot a little bit to some aspect. And you get Taj Gibson to help your bigs off the bench. You can pair him with a guy like Enes Kanter when he gets back to kind of cover up his holes on the defensive end. And if you need to go all defense, you put Adams and Gibson together. That's looking really, really good. So they've helped their bench, to say the least, and you've added a better shooter to assist Russell Westbrook when he kicks out. Somebody's got to hit a damn three. Okay, that's been a problem for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and Doug McDermott is definitely going to help them there. And obviously, a big loser is Chicago, and this is why I label them losers. When you look at that squad, you think, well, they were trying to clean house, right? They got rid of 2 good, valuable players. So you thought when those guys left, Jimmy Butler, probably Dwayne Wade, they were gone. They were trying to clear house. They were trying to start fresh. They were going to probably put Cameron Payne at the point guard position, let him grow, just use this season to grow. However, that did not happen. So you did get a great prospect in Cameron Payne, who will do fantastic. But now you've kept Jimmy Butler, you kept Dwayne Wade, you kept Rajon Rondo. This is horrible. You're now in a position where you have stars that probably aren't going to make it to the playoffs again, and they're only going to be angry about that. Jimmy Butler, super competitive. He's probably going to think about leaving. He's had his name now brought up. He was this close to going to Boston apparently, but Boston didn't want to give up Crowder or the Brooklyn pick. And then you had Dwayne Wade there. So you've seen both of those guys complain about their current situation. And you go out and you trade 2 valuable pieces to this team without trying to fix it. You send mixed messages. You're not starting over, but you don't want to give up your stars. So they're going to lose every single one of these guys when free agency rolls around, but it'll be interesting to see what happens in the off season. And you know what? I'm going to go with another loser because I want to end on a high note. So we're going to go with the Denver Nuggets. You had Danilo Gallinari. You have Wilson Chandler. Both of those guys are guys that have said that they're probably not going to be returning. Especially Wilson Chandler, who said that he wants out. And you couldn't find a deal to get them out. So now you're not going to get anything for Wilson Chandler. You're probably not going to get anything for Danilo Gallinari. You're not going to get anything for Danilo Gallinari. Both of those guys are probably leaving in free agency, and you've got nothing to show for it. There was a deal in place, I believe, for Gallinari to go to Boston, but again, things fell through. Wilson Chandler, he was hunted by the Rockets, by the Clippers, by Oklahoma City, by Toronto. You couldn't get one deal done. And that's got to be disappointing for the Denver Nuggets. And finally, our last winner here is, of course, the Toronto Raptors. I feel like they have done the most on the trade deadline. I think they've won the trade deadline, coming really close to Oklahoma City and the Pelicans. They just didn't make one move, kind of like the Pelicans did. They made 2 great moves. And they're now in a position to regain everything that they've lost. So let's talk about that. They landed Serge Ibaka a little bit before the trade deadline, I believe, and then they added PJ Tucker on the last day. What can I say? This was a fantastic job by Toronto. I believe in Masai. Tim and Sid, if you guys are from Toronto, you guys know his song, I Believe in Masai. Trust me. Go Google it. It should be on YouTube somewhere. I'll probably link it in the description below. He is a magician. Terrence Ross, his name has been in and out of free agency discussions for the past 2 years. You knew it was coming, right? He didn't really get a good chance in Toronto, I believe, because, yeah, he had that fantastic 50-point game, but then we brought in Lou Williams, so he kind of had to take a back seat on offense because there was already Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, and then Lou Williams. He's obviously the next best thing. Then you had Jonas Valanciunas. And then Lou Williams leaves. You got Terrence Ross. Okay, now you have your chance. Oh, sorry, we bring in DeMar Carroll. You're going to have to take him to the back seat. So I felt like coming down the stretch, he didn't get as much chances as probably he would have liked. But at the same time, he was a little bit inconsistent here and there. Toronto decided to make that trade, and we got Serge Ibaka. Hopefully his defense can come back a little bit more. We get a stretch 4 who can play good defense, that can stretch the floor for us. He is the 4 that Toronto was looking for. You pair him with Bebe down low, the defense is looking terrific. Not only to mention that, if you bring in PJ Tucker, now you have from your 3 all the way down to your 4, all the way down to your 5, you have defensive pressure. And that's fantastic. And you have Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, who aren't slouches themselves. So, you have all these great pieces. And no matter where PJ Tucker is, whether he's in the starting lineup, I believe he'll be coming off the bench to help the bench unit in terms of defense. He's going to be fantastic. So PJ Tucker, another guy, defensive guy, blue-collar guy. He's going to be that next body to body up a guy like LeBron James in the playoffs, to wear him down, to wear down whoever we send out there for him to guard. That's going to be huge for Toronto. Now, the big question I want to ask you guys, do you guys think that is enough to get over the hump in Cleveland? Depending on where Kevin Love is, if he can't make it back for this season, it could very well be, because I don't believe that Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, after what I saw last year, can be enough to beat Toronto. And considering that they lost guys like Delly and a few other players, Toronto has a really good chance at beating them. They lost a ton of games. I don't know if they can get to the first spot. Boston's in a better position to lock down the first spot, so I think Toronto should definitely, while Kevin Love is on the injured list, they need to get to that second spot. And making these moves for Ibaka and PJ Tucker will definitely help them do that. So guys, that is my kind of trade deadline. That's how I've come about it. I want to know what you guys think about the NBA trade deadline. Let me know in the comment section below. Share this with your friends. Guys, I will see you in the next video. If there is a team that I didn't cover and you want to hear my opinion, please let me know in the comment section below. I will do my research and I will tell you what I think. Expect a Boston video tomorrow talking about why they were kind of stuck in between. And yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.